We're done. I just started recording. I always record.
I have a question.
Okay, perfect.
Jody and I were talking. Jody couldn't make it. She was going to be here, but something came up.
Okay.
And we're having the deadline for our paid challenge is Monday.
Okay.
Is it too late to do an ad?
So this is for the paid challenge that you're working for?
Yeah.
No, it's not too late. You could get a little bit of traction. I personally, I try to, and I guess we could, yes, you can do one. I would, if you want to do one, I can help you put one together. And I would be a little bit more aggressive on the money side since you'll only have like a day or two.
Right.
But basically, and the problem that you'll have is that you'll need to get it out as soon as possible. And then you'll have to make sure that you're like right on top of those people that do join, because there's a process that happens of they say they want to come, and you tell them, like I always put in my event, add me as a friend and then send me a message if you'd like to join. Well, what happens is a lot of times people don't read that part, and they don't send you the friend request, so you're having to kind of try to reach out to them, because you have to be careful of how many people you friend request. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but if you friend request too many people, they will put you in Facebook jail and lock out your Facebook account. So it's better to get people to friend request you. So there's a couple of things that I do with that, where I'll put in the event, I put a picture that I found on Facebook, and I can send it to you. And it's a graphic that says "Add me as a friend," and it's got a Facebook sign. So I'll put that in there, and I put a message that says, "Hey guys, don't forget, I need you to send me a friend request and message me if you're serious about if you're wanting to join the challenge, so that I can get you more information." And the biggest problem that you'll probably have is that you may not get people that actually come in and join your paid challenge, because they haven't had a chance to get to know you. So like if they're new, from that perspective. So, but that being said, I have done that. Actually, Mary Watson Halter, who's on our group, she's a coach on our group. She actually joined us from an ad, and I talked to her one time. She signed up as a coach, got a challenge pack, did the challenge. So it can happen, but a lot of times people need to get to know you a little bit before they do. So that's where I typically I do more advertisements for my free challenges than I do for my paid challenges. And that way you can bring them in from the free side. You can, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So definitely. Now, with that being said, since people, when they do buy a challenge pack, they can get the on-demand right away. So one of the things that I maybe would do is, if you guys wanted to, if you think you want to redirect that thought process, is to start reaching out to some of those people that you have worked with already and say, hey, I know you did this challenge with me, or I know I've seen you comment on my post, like people that have commented on your specific post where you've put out things about your working out and things like that. I'll keep those people on a list. And that's one way that you can start communicating with them, is you can say, hey, thanks for liking my post, or thanks for commenting on my post, or, you can create those conversations, but you can come back, bless you. You can come back to any of those people that maybe have been interested and say, hey, I've got this challenge starting. If you're interested in taking it to the next level, I can give you some more information. And that's where you can start talking to them about the 21-day fix, or whichever, whatever program you think might be good for them. Generally, I always try to figure out what's best for the customer before I recommend something. With that being said, though, I feel like 21-day fix is such an amazing program that it works for anybody. It's your solid go-to that anybody can do, and it's going to give people good results, regardless of what situation they're in. So I made a video, and I posted it in the group, and I can post it again, but it's like 30 minutes, and it's basically a webinar that I created. I created it earlier in the year, and I created it when 21-day fix was on sale. So the pricing information that I have in there is based off of it being on sale. So now that it's back on sale this month, which is awesome. I love it when 21-day fix is on sale. I wish it was on sale all the time. You can use that webinar. So if you can get people to say, yeah, I'd be interested in that, you can then send them that webinar, and that way they can, say, hey, our deadline's on Monday. Do you have time to watch this tomorrow so that we can chat and get you set up? That way you put a third-party tool in front of them for them to see it from a different perspective, and then they can come back and go, okay, yeah, I'm interested. And then if they're not, then you're not wasting your time. You know what I mean? Like if they don't take the time to watch the video, obviously you're going to keep connecting with them and keep going back saying, hey, did you have a chance to watch the video? And, you'll reconnect. But if the person's not interested and they won't take the time to even watch the 30-minute video, they're probably not ready. So that way you don't waste your time with those people. So maybe what I'd recommend doing is doing that, like following up personally with some people to say, hey, we got this thing. It's, and be excited about it or whatnot. The other thing that one thing that I've done in the past that has really gotten me a lot of traction, I used it when I sold like 42. I got 42 Success Club points in 1 month once with the 21-day fix when it first came out, because it just was. But I did a post, and I've gotten a lot of traction from it every time I've done it since. But it says something to the effect of, and I can find it and send it to you too, but if I could provide you with a 30-minute workout program that explained that, showed you everything you could eat, and you could lose 10 to 15 pounds in 21 days, would you be interested? And people will like that. And a whole bunch of people go, yeah, heck yeah. You know what I mean? Like, people will start commenting, and then you can send those people that webinar. So that's really a good way to kind of communicate with those people. If you're wanting a push for your paid challenge, that's, I think, what I personally would do. And then I would save your advertising monies for your free challenge, because that's easy to get people to join. They don't, and granted, when people don't invest things, sometimes they don't put any, effort into it because they haven't invested. But it's, to me, that is what has worked really well for me. So.
Awesome.
Does that help? I mean, I know that was drawn out, but.
Nope, that was good.
Okay, perfect. All right.
If you can just post that webinar or send that webinar to me again.
Yeah, I absolutely will. So let's see. Note here.
I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, hey, no problem. No, and it's the webinar that I created is one that I worked with a mentor for. They are into online advertising and all that stuff, like that's their thing. And I've spent, a few $1,000s with this particular person to learn a bunch of stuff. So we actually went through, and there's a format to provide a good webinar for someone so that they are connected to it. They feel like it's something that will help them, it helps them think about what their problems are that they want to solve, and then you provide that resolution. So it's not just me talking. We spent hours and hours going through it to try to make it right. With that being said, also, you can make one for yourself too. So like, if you guys decide you want to make your own webinars, that one I talk about my team. I say, hey, if whoever sent you this message, whoever sent you this video, reach out to them. I talk about how amazing my team is and all that stuff. So it's definitely formatted so that it's not about me, it's about us. But you can always also make your own videos like that too. So be thinking about that, because the more you can put yourself in front of somebody and they hear your story and your excitement, the better. But in the meantime, there's nothing wrong with using, because I do talk about my story in there, but I do talk about our team. So I highly recommend that. So that was actually one of the things that I was going to talk about in this in our meeting here, was the fact that the 21-day fix programs are on sale again, because that's really it's a great opportunity to tap into people. And that webinar, I have found it to be fairly successful. If you can, and it's only 27 minutes. So it's not, how some of those webinars you get on where they're trying to sell you something and they're like 3 hours long, and you're like, okay, can you tell me how much it is already? You know what I mean? Like, you're like, I'm sold. Now tell me how to order it. It's not like that at all. They can, it gets to the point and is very, I hate sending too much to people sometimes. Sometimes the calls and the webinars and stuff get to be, anything past 30 minutes to me starts to feel like it's too much, for most people. So that's kind of why it's like that. So, all right. So anybody else have any other questions before I talk about some of the things that I wanted to talk about? Cool. Well, if you do decide, let me know. You can just always jump in, or you can message me or raise your hand or whatever. But a couple of the things that I wanted to kind of touch on is Super Saturday. One of the things that we talked about in the first meeting that we had when we started our new process is engaging in those live events. Again, they are, to me, life-changing. They can really make the difference between it really changes how you view the business, I think, because you get to see you get to see and feel the energy of what it's like to be around all these amazingly successful people. You get to hear awesome stories. Usually there's a workout. They talk about all the new things that are happening with Beachbody. It's just really a great way to engage. So if you have not gotten ready for or scheduled yourself to go to a Super Saturday, I highly, highly, highly recommend making that something that's kind of like non-negotiable. Even when I'm traveling, I'll go wherever I'm traveling because that's how important I think it is to be at those events. So it's also a really great way for you to bring other people. Now, depending on which Super Saturday you go to, sometimes they're more designed around the coach, and there is a lot of coach information in there, but getting somebody to come if they have a free workout, you can explain to them, hey, this is our coaching event. We get together, we talk about what's going on with the business, and we congratulate people, because they do that. They talk about what people are doing and whatnot, but you can invite other people to say, hey, you want to come along and do this free workout with me or whatever. Some places are free, other places charge, but or if you have someone that's even a slightest bit interested in coaching or you think would be great, invite them to that. Have them go along. It's really a great opportunity, again, for them to catch that energy and feel that fire that happens once you're a coach. So highly recommend doing that. I know I am going here in Phoenix. I was actually going to fly back to Ohio and go to the one in Ohio because I really like that one. But Carl Deichler is going to be here in Arizona. So especially if you're here in Arizona, I hope to see you there because that's going to be amazing. And I'd like to get us all together as a group because I think there's quite a few of us that are going. So have you guys, I know Marsha, I know you're going. Mary, are you and Julie still going?
Are we still going?
Yes.
Okay.
We need to sign up for that today. We're going to go to Trumbull because that's where Bob Lucido is going to be.
All right.
Oh, okay. What is that? What is it?
October 17th.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool.
And then Joan, are you going to join us here in Arizona?
Yes. I was going to bring somebody, but they blocked that out and said that's no longer available.
Okay.
I figured it just because it was the big.
Yeah, and they might. When was the last time you checked? Because I know it's gone up and down.
A couple weeks ago.
Yeah, you might check again. The other thing is when they announced it, I actually bought extra tickets. So I probably have one. I was going to one of the things that I usually will do is I will invite people, even when I'm in Ohio or whatever. I'll invite people to come and I'll buy extra tickets to bring people along with me. So I did buy some extra tickets. So I'll
check on it and I'll let you know.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. It's really a great thing. When I went to my first Super Saturday, it was when it clicked for me. It was like, holy crap. It was like that fire was lit and I couldn't being connected with all those people. Just like with anything, there's some people that you don't want to be connected with, but in general, most of the people that are Beachbody coaches are amazing. They all have this outlook that's great and you feel that love and you feel that energy and you're just like, this is awesome to be a part of. So it definitely changed my perception. And it's changed as we've gone because they are getting bigger and bigger and all this stuff. But so does everybody have a free challenge going?
Yes, at this point, yes. But not much action, but yes, I do have one going.
Okay. Joan, do you have one? Are you guys doing one right now or?
My water challenge goes all the time.
Okay. Do you advertise for that on an ongoing basis and say, hey, we're going to start again, or do you?
No, I haven't advertised it in a while. Okay. I should do that.
Yeah. I highly encourage, and absolutely, again, use your Facebook for your ongoing support as your place where you do your free challenges. And once a month, Even if you want, I typically just encourage people to keep doing whatever, but I would encourage you to do something maybe different each month and just announce it and do an event, where people can join in, where, your basic, your people that are already in there, keep drinking your water, keep doing your 30 minutes of exercising, but now you've also added maybe a push-up challenge or a sit-up challenge, or, like whatever those things are. Doing that one time a month, having a week dedicated to something special is really key, in my opinion, to move forward. So I know, Marcia, we're going to work on getting yours set up for next week. Joan, so are you guys still doing a free challenge right now, or have one planned? Because I know you're kind of in transition to do the page.
Right. I just finished one, and we rolled right into the paid challenge, talking about that, and getting people talking about it anyway.
Okay. All right. Good. And just remember, keep posting. If you're not getting a lot of interaction, do personal follow-ups. Again, that little Facebook Messenger app that you can talk to the people is it's amazing to get people going. And again, sometimes the difference here, so sometimes it takes people a long time to get there. And the key is that you got to keep adding new people. You know what I mean? You'll add people today, and you might have some good traction with them, but you got to keep getting new people in there, because if we keep sending the same message to the same people and they're not acting,
right,
it's just a numbers game. I've said it from the beginning. It's a numbers game. You've got to be in front of enough people that potentially want what you want. You know what I mean? So that's where doing the events, that's where if you are ready to take it to that next level of doing a Facebook ad to bring people in, which is, again, how I built my business, probably 95% of it at least. And you don't have to put a ton of money. $20 for a month, and you might get 30 people out of that, or you might get 10 or 15. But if you keep doing that consistently, it adds up. And then there's the free ways that you can connect with people, like in Facebook groups and whatnot. You can start conversations with people. Like when someone makes a comment, you start talking, and then, eventually you can say, hey, I'd love to friend you on Facebook. If you're interested, send me a friend request. I'll gladly accept. I love to connect with other people that whatever it is that you're talking about, like my cat groups. I add people all the time from my cat groups because, I have a connection to those people, and we chit chat about whatever, but you can do it with anything. You can even do it with like pages. You can make comments that other people, like somebody makes a comment on something that you like on a like page, you can comment on it and start a conversation with those people, and eventually get to where you're adding them as friends. So, there's definitely some trainings and stuff on that, but I think that the biggest thing that I want to make sure that we do is that, one, I want to work with each of you individually to give you the tools that you need. So if you're like, okay, I'm having a really hard time adding people, then let's talk, and then I'll give you those things specifically. I don't want to overwhelm and just throw a bunch of information at everybody. I want to be more specific to what each one of you kind of needs. Until we get through the 90 days to diamond training. So that's kind of my next part, is that because that is the nuts and bolts. I can't stress it enough, you know what I mean? And the thought process that one time a week, you're listening to less than an hour of really key quality information that if you do those things is going to move your business forward. That's what I want to concentrate on. You know what I mean? I want to make sure that we're doing that. So at whatever pace you've decided is good for you, that's what I want to move forward with. I definitely would like to see, and maybe you guys can post in the group or whatever, maybe I'll post a comment. I'd like to kind of get a feel for where everybody is at with that training. And the key to why I'm doing it this way is so that you don't have to feel like, well, I'm behind, I can't catch up. There is no behind. There's wherever you're at is perfect. You know what I mean? That's what I want you to keep remembering. Wherever you are is perfect. Don't worry about where everybody else is at. Worry about where you're going and what time you have to commit to it. So I want to definitely make sure that we're moving forward in there. And we didn't have a call this last Monday, so I'm caught up because I've been about a week behind every week. But he was sick, and so he didn't have a call. So take advantage of, that information. If you're driving, take advantage of drive time. You know what I mean? Make sure that you're listening to stuff. I do kind of recommend with the Bob Lucido stuff that you do have a pen and pencil and a place where you can actually take notes, because the information there is more detail oriented, that, you can write down notes that will help you push forward. And that leads me to the engagement. Like, I love that you guys are coming into this group, every week. I think the more we build this up, the better, because if we can all come in here and connect and, keep that energy going and, go, all right, where are we at? Use this kind of as an accountability to say, all right, I got to show up there and I need to have made progress. You know what I mean? Like, you keep that kind of as your thing, like, just like with your fitness. Like, when you joined your first fitness group with Beachbody, there was something, and again, I don't know what it is, because it's not like we owe anybody that's in any of these groups anything, right? But there was something about, I was like, oh, I need to post. I need to be accountable to these people because I said I was going to do it. So kind of use that for the same thing. One of the things I wanted to find out from you guys is, how do you want to keep doing the, because I did kind of stop doing it. Do you want to keep doing the, where I do a post in the group and with the checklist? Do you want me to keep doing that? And then you guys come in and comment on that, or is that not helpful?
I'm not using it.
Okay. So are you doing the things that are on the checklist, or?
Yes.
All right. So, and the thought process of it was, it gives you a place to come in and be accountable. So, and if you aren't going to use it, then that's fine.
I'm going to keep putting it out there.
Okay. And I mean, and the thought process is if you see that post, obviously if you're dedicated to doing this, you don't need me to remind you, but it's, one little thing of, hey, that one little nudge of, hey, I'm here. And some of it's more about me just letting you know that I'm here and that I'm going forward and that I want you to come with me. And so if I can see you guys come in and post on those posts, then that gives me more encouragement too. Because believe me, I'm right in the same boat that you are. You know what I mean? It's a struggle. You guys know how busy I am and how many other things I've got going on. So there are days when I do get that same thought process of, is anybody with me? You know what I mean? Is anybody getting value out of what it is that I'm doing? Should I keep doing this? You know what I mean? That sort of thing. So it's kind of that same thought. Like, if you get feedback from your people that are in your challenges, it makes you push harder. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, okay, these people want, you know what I mean? They're enjoying what I'm doing, and they move forward. So I'll keep doing it for now, and we'll just keep going. But I do encourage you to, even if you didn't do anything for the day, to come in and just say, hey, didn't get anything done today, tomorrow's a better day. And you kind of keep that process. It sounds hokey, but some of the process of going, all right, I am going to say this, and I'm going to deliver it to the universe. Like, if you've listened to You Are a Badass, you think about, all right, what do I want? And you need to visualize it, and you need to say, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to make it happen. Sometimes when I listen to that stuff, I get chills because I know that I've done that. You know what I mean? Like, at the beginning of this year, Nicole Jones started a group, and she's one of the millionaire coaches on our team too. She started a group for accountability for your goals. And so basically once a week, you're supposed to go in there and you're supposed to write out your goals, and you're supposed to write them out as they've already happened. So won't it be great when by December 31st of 2015, I've lost the 10 pounds I wanted to lose? Won't it be great that, by June of 2016, I'm a diamond coach? You know what I mean? Like, actually visualizing it. When I started doing that, and I haven't been doing it, so I'm going to re-engage it, but I don't want to overwhelm you guys with it, but it's something great to do where you actually write it down and you say it and you deliver it to the universe that that's what you want, that it will come to you. It's weird because when I was writing it down and doing it every week, the stuff was happening. Like, it was like, everything was coming through. And so it was like, okay, that's really weird, but for some reason it does work. So one thing that I wanted to, I don't think I've ever really discussed this too much with you guys, is that team cycle bonuses. Actually, I was talking to Shannon yesterday, and this is kind of proof of what I'm talking about. But Shannon and I kind of disconnected for quite a bit of time just because I'm doing this and she's doing that, and there's just a lot of stuff going on. And I'm like, well, what value am I getting out of sitting on the phone and talking to her about whatever. You know what I mean? Like we weren't really discussing our goals or anything because we were both going it for whatever we want. But that connection of just having your sponsor and being connected to your sponsor for some reason gives you that little bit of push. And so that's why I encourage you to engage with me as much as possible, or engage with your sponsor as much as possible, because that connection and the connection that we have in here really will set your trajectory, you know, to push, you know what I mean? Like having those calls. I mean, I talked to Marcia the other night, and after I got off the phone with her, I was like, yeah, what are we going to do? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, there's just something about it that every time I have one of those conversations, I mean, I talked to Mary a few weeks ago, got off the phone. I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's just a natural process that happens. So I do encourage you to do that. But anyway, one of the things we were talking about was team cycle bonuses, and that, you know, usually when you first come into the business, you think about the commissions that you get. I just want to kind of give an example of why it's good to get to Emerald, to have 2 coaches under you to where you start getting the team cycle bonuses, is because that is where the money is made as far as the financial side of Beachbody goes, is that if you build a team, you will make more money. And so for an example, and I'm not going to give you the stupid disclaimer about your efforts, blah, blah, blah. Last week, I made $354. So Thursday, 2 days ago, for this last period, I made $354 total. $306 of that was team cycle bonuses. So I made less than $50 in commissions, and I made $306 in team cycle bonuses. So that just I just want to kind of put that thought process in your mind that building a team is where you're going to get your most traction. And it's where you're going to affect the most people, because you have that ripple effect of I helped you, you help them, they help them, you know what I mean? And it just keeps going and going and going. So really be thinking about that and how to proceed with that. And then the last thing is I want to basically kind of like start over with everybody. Like even if we've had a conversation, I mean, Marcia and I had a conversation the other day because she is just getting started. But even if we've had a conversation in the past, I would like for everybody to fill out the business quick start 7-day quick start guide or sheet that's it's a PDF, and I can get you guys that, but it is in our group and it's in your back office and whatnot, but I can also put a post for that. I'd like for you guys to fill that out. It kind of goes over you figuring out what your goals are, what your why is, setting, you know, your business hours and all that stuff. And then I'd like to do a one-on-one call with you. If you are interested. But I want to start everybody out on a fresh leg and say, all right, let's figure out what our goals are. Let's come up with a plan, and let's go through this the way it's supposed to be done, and the way that I have it listed out in the recap sheet that I did that kind of gives you a guideline of what to do with a coach when you sign them up. I want to specifically do that with each one of you to kind of get a nice, fresh, solid base, to know where we're going, and to get a feel for, all right, we're going to commit to this. We're going to say, all right, if I don't have 2 hours a day, I do have 10 minutes, and here's what I'm going to do in those 10 minutes. So I'd like to have you guys do that. So what do you think about that? Does that sound good to you guys? Is that something you want to do, or?
Sounds good to me. I need to figure out how to be able to send that to you, because I know I filled it out the last time, and I don't think I ever got it to you because I couldn't figure out how to attach it or whatever I was supposed to.
I can help you with that.
Okay.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you, Julie.
You're welcome.
Yeah. And that's the one thing that I want to make sure that everybody knows is that I'm here, and I know the other coaches, you know, if you have another sponsor, we're all here to help. And I think that sometimes we get stuck in, I don't necessarily know what everybody needs. And that's kind of why I'm trying to do this. And I know I've done a lot of talking today, but I kind of wanted to just kind of regroup with a thought process of how to move forward and like kind of what's important sort of thing. But don't let not knowing what to do or how to do something stop you. Reach out to me, let me know what you need, and I will do everything in my power to make sure that I get you the tools that you need and help you move forward. Even if I have to specifically, like if you're like, oh, well, I want to, you know, because fear of doing something or not knowing how to do something will cripple us. It will make us stop in our tracks, and then we make no progress. So like, even if it's like, starting a new group or whatever. And I mean, I know we've all kind of done this where you're like, oh, I don't know what to do. And you think that it's going to be this big, huge thing. And you're like, oh, I don't have time for it, when really it only takes 5 minutes. You know what I mean? And then once you do it, you're like, oh man, I can't believe I didn't do that sooner. So don't let that stuff stop you. Reach out to me, reach out to someone, and we'll help you. So because that's the key, is we got to just keep moving forward in whatever pace works for you. Don't let things that could get in your way stop you. I mean, we all are going to have our ups and downs and whatever, but just keep moving forward. Reach out. I want to help you. I just need you to tell me what you need. So, and I can help in any way possible. So we've got like 6 minutes left. So if you guys want to, I want to open that back up to where, if there's anything specific you guys want to discuss, or things you need from me, questions you have.
You had written up the 90-day, what's that called? You had written it up, or the notes from it. I don't know if that you took the time to do that personally, or did you get that from somewhere? I like to print up that and have that, so I know which books to order next. And
yeah,
I don't want to make it more work for you, but if you have access to that.
Yeah, no, it's not a problem. And basically what I'm doing is I am taking the notes after I listen to the call. Okay. I'm taking the notes of what they are recommending from that. Okay. So, and I haven't updated it. I kind of was waiting for everybody, because I don't know if anybody has actually started any of that training. So I was kind of waiting to get some feedback on if you guys are, listening to those calls and moving forward. So I did, and one of the things is I did create a thing in our Facebook page that had all of that detail. But the way that it's functioning is like, I can't go and update it without it creating a whole new post. And so it's confusing, if you ask me. So I'm thinking maybe what I'll do is I'll create a Google Drive of that and give you guys all the link. Does everybody have access and know how to get to that Google Drive and like our YouTube page and all of that stuff? Do you guys know how to get to all of that?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll refresh that as well, just like the links to get to those places, because that's another thing, after you get your weekly 90 days to diamond training in, you can dive into some of the other stuff that I have in there. I also, I know I was talking to a couple of you about like objections that we get. I actually made some videos and I may redo them, but I kind of just thought, I'm just going to throw some stuff out here. But on our YouTube page, I made some videos about objections. So they're like specific ones. So like someone tells you they don't have time. There's a video that basically is me talking, saying, hey, you've been invited to join our team, but you don't think you have time. And then I kind of give reasons why that shouldn't be an excuse. So I've got like several of them out there. I don't have the money. I don't, I'm not a salesperson. Whatever those are, I got those out there too. So definitely trying to increase the number of tools that you can just access easily. And I think, and again, Andrew, which is, he's on our team. It's Jennifer Tolbo's husband. He's an IT person, so he's good at that techie kind of stuff. So he's helping me create a website, where the website I keep talking about that I was going to do with my other mentor, that will basically walk you through all the trainings and give you links and basically a portal for you to log into so that you can just access everything. But I think for right now, if we use the YouTube page and the Google Drive, that you can find the information easier that way than with Facebook, I think. So I think I want to stop using Facebook for the documents, and we'll use the Google Drive. So anybody else?
So does Team Without Limits have a website, have a YouTube website?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'll do a post in the group that just kind of details all of that. If you go to the group under the About section, there's actually links there to each of those, to the Google Drive, to the YouTube page, all of that. So,
cool.
Yeah. And the other part of it is that feel free to, if you guys want to help me create stuff, that's one of the best ways to get yourself out there and get outside your comfort zone and, have your face. Like if you want to do some videos, if you're like, hey, I really want to do some stuff, I can even just assign you, hey, talk about this on a video for 3 minutes. You know what I mean? Like we can totally do that. That will help get you out of your comfort zone of being in front of video. It can just be stuff for our team or whatever. Definitely just let me know if there's things that you'd like to do with that, because I don't want it to always be my face. I'm just doing it because I'm comfortable doing it. And I wasn't always comfortable doing it. I'll add that as my disclaimer. So you will, if you are uncomfortable, just practice, just get on video. Even if you send something to your spouse, you know what I mean? Like do a video and send it to your spouse or your friend or whatever, just to start practicing, or just do it for yourself. But if you want to help with that sort of stuff, just let me know and we can get you there. But I just really want to have an easy place for you guys to go to get the information you need. But the key part of it is doing those little things every day and like making the steps. I listened to a call from Nicole Jones the other day. It was actually pretty good. I'll maybe give you guys the link to it. But she did make a comment that I don't agree with, because she said that you shouldn't invite everybody when you do an event. And I don't necessarily agree with that. But one of the things that she said was, if you do the 2 a day, so meet 2 new people, follow up with 2 new people, invite 2 new people every day, there's no way that you cannot succeed. Like that's her thing. She's like, if you're doing that, nothing else matters. If you're doing that, you are going, even if you have the worst salesy presentation, that will get you there, because you're going to find people that want what you have regardless. So it's just about finding the right people. Getting in front of enough people. So looks like we're getting ready to get cut off. So I will do kind of a recap post. I'll post this in the team page, and I'll get you guys the information that I said here. And then I look forward to talking to you guys again. Let's communicate. Let's schedule some times to do these one-on-ones. I don't want them to get away from us. I want to actually get them scheduled like within the next week, so that we make sure that we move forward with them. All right.
Thank you, Trisha.
Hey, no problem. If you guys have any questions we didn't cover, send me a message and we'll talk about them after the meeting.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great weekend, guys.
See ya.
Bye.